You bought automation to calm the chaos, and it did the opposite. Work moves faster, but it lands wrong. The same bottleneck is still there. It is just screaming louder, because everything piles up sooner. A tiny mistake becomes 100 mistakes before anyone notices. Then the team blames the tool, leadership blames the team, and your day turns into constant cleanup. Automation does not create order. It multiplies whatever you already have. Moving to slide 2. AI is an amplifier. If your process is solid, it gives you a huge lift. Drafts get cleaner, support tickets resolve faster, planning gets sharper. But if your process is shaky, AI makes the mess bigger and quicker. Speed exposes the weak links you used to hide with time and heroics. One person's good enough becomes another person's unusable, so quality turns into a dice roll. And the moment people feel that unpredictability, trust drops fast. They start double-checking everything, which kills the speed you thought you were buying. AI does not replace process. It forces your real process into the open. Moving to slide 3. This is where process debt traps you. It looks like work is getting done, but hidden rework is everywhere. Someone fixes the formatting. Someone reinterprets the request. Someone runs the same report again because the first one was almost right. The rules that actually matter are unwritten and living in people's heads. So every handoff introduces guesswork. Exceptions drive the day, not the standard flow. And your metrics reward busyness, not completion. So firefighting starts to feel normal and even valuable. AI makes this worse because it can generate more output than your system can verify. If you do not pay down process debt, you will automate the confusion. Moving to slide 4. Garbage in still wins, even when the output looks polished. Your inputs are inconsistent. Two teams use the same word, but they mean different things. Customer might mean the account owner in one place, the end user in another, and the billing contact in a third. Definitions keep shifting, so yesterday's correct answer becomes today's incorrect answer. Then context signals go missing. A request says urgent, but not why. A ticket has a screenshot, but no steps to reproduce. A sales note says approved, but not who approved it or what constraints were agreed to. AI will confidently fill those gaps. It will produce something readable, structured, and plausible. That is the danger. Plausible errors pass reviews because they sound right, and once a few of those slip into production, people stop trusting any of it. You do not fix this by telling the model to be accurate. You fix it by tightening what goes in and locking down what words mean, so the system has something stable to reason from. Moving to slide 5. Map the real work, not the ideal workflow. Pick one outcome that matters, like shipping a feature, closing a deal, or resolving a ticket, and trace the path from start to finish. Write down every handoff and measure the waiting time between steps, because waiting is where work silently dies. Highlight rework loops. If something often gets kicked back, that is not edge cases. That is the process telling you the step is unclear or the input is unreliable. Capture decision points explicitly. Where does someone choose priority, scope, or approval? What information do they need to make that call, and where does it come from? Then assign one owner per step, not a committee, one accountable person who can say what good looks like, and who fixes the step when it breaks. When you can see the real path, AI becomes a force multiplier instead of a chaos engine. Clarity turns speed into progress, and that is when scaling finally feels safe. Moving to slide 6. If you want faster delivery with fewer surprises, you need done written down. Not vibes, not tribal knowledge. Start with clear acceptance criteria. What the output must include, what it must not include, and what inputs are required. Then set quality bars by type. A customer email, a policy update, a report, and a code change each need different checks. Spell out the bar for each. Add examples of good output. Not one perfect example, 3 real ones that show range. Then add examples of bad output with labels. Missing source, wrong tone, unsupported claim, fails edge case. This is how you train humans and AI to hit the same target. Finally, document sign-off rules. Who approves, when approval is required, what evidence is needed to approve. If approval is optional, it will be skipped under pressure. When done is written, work stops bouncing between people and starts moving through a predictable path that you can actually improve. Moving to slide 7. Most process pain is handoff pain. Fix that first. Use one intake channel, even if it feels slower at the start. Put every request into a single source of truth, so you can see status, owner, and next step without chasing people. Kill side conversations as a work path. If someone decides something in chat, it gets copied back into the system, or it did not happen. Every queue needs an owner, even if their only job is routing. And set SLAs that beat urgency. This is urgent is not a plan. A clear SLA is. When handoffs are clean, you stop rewarding interruption, and you create space for real decisions to happen deliberately. Moving to slide 8. AI can suggest, but a human decides. Make that a rule, not a slogan. Define escalation paths before you need them. If the AI flags uncertainty, sensitive data, or policy risk, it routes to a named role, not a vague someone. Categorize risk levels. Low risk might be a formatting change. Medium risk could be customer-facing wording. High risk is anything legal, financial, security-related, or irreversible. For each level, define the required approval, required evidence, and the maximum time allowed to sit. Keep an audit trail. What the AI proposed, what data it used, who approved, and why. Approval is not optional, because the moment something goes wrong, you will need to know who made the call and what they saw. When the decision step is protected, AI speeds you up without quietly taking the wheel. Moving to slide 9. Automate the boring 20%, not the judgment-heavy 80%. Start where the work is repetitive and the failure mode is easy to catch. Use AI for drafting and summarizing, but constrain the prompt with your done criteria so the draft arrives shaped correctly. Automate formatting and tagging so outputs land in the right template with the right labels every time. Add first-pass classification. Route requests by topic, risk, and urgency, so humans spend time deciding, not sorting. Use template-based replies for common scenarios. The AI fills in variables, pulls in the right policy snippet, and keeps tone consistent. Then a human edits the parts that require nuance. And use knowledge retrieval support, not freeform guessing. If the AI cannot cite the internal source, it should say it cannot find it. When automation handles the predictable pieces, your team gets their attention back. And attention is the real bottleneck. Moving to slide 10. Do not measure hype, measure friction. Track cycle time by step, so you know where work stalls. Track rework rate, so you can see where done is unclear. Monitor defect rate, cost per request, and customer impact signals like complaints, refunds, and churn. When the numbers point to a specific step, you fix that step, and your AI program becomes an operating system, not a demo. Moving to slide 11. If you want consistent results from AI, stop treating prompts like one-off messages. Treat them like a system. Start with a prompt template that never changes. Role, goal, constraints, and your definition of done. Then list the inputs you must provide every time, like audience, channel tone, source links, and what is out of scope. Make missing inputs fail loud by adding a short checklist line that says, if any input is missing, ask me for it before drafting. Next, pull context automatically wherever you can. Link the prompt to a brief, maintained knowledge doc for brand voice, approved claims, forbidden topics, and examples of good outputs. That way you are not pasting the same context over and over, and you are not trusting memory. Lock the output format. Specify headings, length ranges, tables versus bullets, and how citations should look. Finally, version control your prompts. Name them, date them, track what changed and why. When output quality shifts, you can trace the cause instead of guessing. That is how you turn prompting from art into a reliable workflow you can safely test. Moving to slide 12. Don't roll this out everywhere at once. Pick one workflow, one team, and run a safe pilot. Define success thresholds up front, like turnaround time, error rate, and how often humans have to rewrite. Keep a fallback path ready so work can finish the old way the moment the AI output is questionable. Make human review mandatory with clear responsibilities. Who approves facts? Who approves tone? Who owns the final published decision? Run it for 2 weeks, then evaluate with real examples, not vibes. If it misses thresholds, adjust the prompt system, the inputs, or the review gates, and run again. That is how you get confidence without betting the brand on day one. Moving to slide 13. The real win is not automation. It is clarity. When your workflow is clear, you take fewer steps, work flows better, and AI becomes a lever instead of a crutch. Ownership stays visible because humans still sign off, and quality becomes predictable because the system is predictable. If you want more scripts like this, subscribe. In the comments, tell me the one workflow you would pilot first. Technology changes fast. Great systems last.